Now, for a first book, it received critical acclaim, but Robert Galbraith's crime novel, The Cuckoo's Calling, didn't exactly fly off the shelves. Now, as if by magic, all that has changed. Sales on Amazon are reported to have risen by a staggering 500,000%. The reason? It turns out that Robert Galbraith is actually J.K. Rowling, as James Blake explains.
A chilly light filled the interior of the tent. Two men were crouching beside the body, ready to move. Her tent had bled a little into the snow. The face was crushed and swollen. One eye. Detective Inspector Roy Carver's temper was mounting.
Detective Inspector Roy Carver's temper was mounting. A paunchy man.
The words of Robert Galbraith, apparently a former military police investigator, author of a gritty old-school crime novel. But what's in a name? Today it emerged The Cuckoo's Calling is actually the work of J.K. Rowling, the creator, need it be mentioned, of Harry Potter. Before today, this had sold just 1,500 copies. Now, demand has risen by more than 500,000%. The trouble is, it's almost impossible to find a copy anywhere.
So I'm on the search for a pretty obscure crime novel by a little-known author named Robert Galbraith. Is that right? Let's give it a go. Galbraith. Well, they've done a search for me, and there's not a single Waterstones in the country, apparently, that has a copy of this book.
We couldn't find anybody who's read it, but there are many J.K. Rowling fans excited by the prospect.
I think she's got a lot to say. I think she was given a lot of stick, really, about her last book.
Why do you think she published under an assumed name?
Oh, for the obvious reasons that people are going to criticise it because it's her. I think when you've had that success, you want to prove to yourself that you're a great writer. You should do it on the merit of the writing, not on the name attached to it.
What a difference to the frenzy she's used to. Her first book for grown-ups, The Casual Vacancy, sold 1 million copies in just 3 weeks. Yet the New York Times called it willfully banal and depressingly cliched. The Cuckoo's Calling got some rave reviews, but until now sank without a trace.
This shows that there are hundreds of great books being published every year in the UK in crime fiction. They get great reviews, they win plaudits, but sadly no one hears of them and they don't sell enough because it's so difficult to shatter that glass ceiling where the market's really dominated by some big names.
J.K. Rowling today called Robert Galbraith a liberating experience which she'd hoped to keep secret a little longer. So exactly who outed her to journalists remains a mystery.